So thank you again for coming, and now it's time for me to turn it over to Mr. Teddy Roosevelt.
Hello, what a grand crowd for a wonderful day of celebration. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to you, sir.
Thank you.
What a bully time we're all going to have, madam. You look lovely. Thank you for coming. What a wonderful time we're going to have. Oh, madam. Hello, sir. A bully crowd we have. How's everyone? Thank you. As always, thank you. Oh, did you hear that? My great friend, old John Philip Sousa, Lieutenant Colonel John Philip Sousa, and we were great friends. It makes you want to get up and have a parade, doesn't it? Right down Route 45. Is that what we're close to? But hold on, we've got other plans here. It's not about a parade today, it's about a commemoration. We're gathered to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the ratification of the 19th Amendment to the United States Constitution. You know, I wasn't able to attend the proclamation in 1920. There were other places destined for me before that. But I am here today to serve, if you'll indulge me, as your guide through this finely crafted ceremony. Shall I do that?
Yes.
Well, let me begin by telling you, in preparation for today, I did a little research, and I've come up with some thoughts that I had back in my Harvard days, and also back in my speech times. And so I put together a little talk that I shall share with you, a combination of my writings when I was at Harvard and when I was in the White House and after the White House. So it begins with, entitled, The Only Indispensable Citizen. Of all species of silliness, the silliest is the assertion, sometimes made, that the woman whose primary life work is taking care of her home and children is somehow a parasite woman. It is such a ridiculous inversion of the truth that it ought not be necessary to even allude to it. Nevertheless, it is acted upon by a large number of selfish and thoughtless men, and screamed about by a number of foolish women. Allow me then a few words of common sense on the subject. There are men so selfish and so short-sighted that they speak and act as if the fact of their earning money for their wife and children, while the wife bears the children, rears them, and takes care of the house for them, and for the man, somehow entitles the man to be known as the head of the family. Instead of being a good partner on equal terms with his wife. There are professional feminists and so-called women's rights women who, curiously enough, seem to accept so much of this male attitude that they have come to believe that the partner who earns the money is the superior partner. And they stigmatize as parasites the women who do the one great and all essential work, without which no other activity by either sex amounts to anything at all. Oh, It's not the end of my speech. Let me apply some common sense here. It is entirely right that any woman should be free to make any career for herself of which she is capable. She has the same right to be a lawyer, a doctor, a storekeeper, or a farmer that the man has to be a poet, an explorer, a painter, or a politician. It is indispensable that such careers shall be open to women and that certain women shall follow them. If our nation has any real expectation for development, whether a writer or a painter or a singer is a man or woman, makes not the slightest difference, provided the work he or she does is good. All this I not merely admit, I insist upon it. But surely it is merely a statement of fact to add that the primary work for the average man and average woman must be the vital tasks of homemaking and homekeeping for themselves and for their children. Exceptional women like Julia Ward Howe or Harriet Beecher Stowe are admirable wives and mothers and admirable keepers of the home, and yet workers of genius outside the home. Exceptional types such as these women are rare to find, whether among men or women. But exactly as it is true that no nation can prosper unless the average man is the homemaker, that is, unless at some business or trade or profession he earns enough to make a home for himself and for his wife and children, so it is that no nation can exist at all unless the average woman is the home keeper, the good wife and good mother. The indispensable work for the community must be the work of the wife and the mother. It is the most honorable work. It is exactly and literally the vital work, which of course must be done by the average woman, or the whole nation comes down with a crash. This woman is not a parasite on society. She is society. She is the one indispensable component of society. And in addition, she is entitled to all the chivalry of love and tenderness and reverence, as in gallant and fearless fashion she faces the risk and wearing labor entailed by her fulfillment of duty. I shall close my talk as I began it, by speaking of a good woman, the best of all good citizens. You know, my conservative friends tell me woman's duty is the home. Certainly, so is man's. If any married man doesn't know. If any married man doesn't know that the woman pulls just a little bit more than her share in the home, but he needs some education. And if the average man ever tells you that the average woman hasn't the time to think about public matters, tell him to go home and do his duty. The average woman will need 15 minutes to vote. And I must tell the alarmists out here, she will have left 364 days, 23 hours, and 45 minutes. Thank you.